Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can see, I have my crock pot out and we are going to be making lengua. My husband loves lengua and that is what he's requested for Father's Day. So I usually put it in the night before, which today is Saturday and tomorrow is going to be Father's Day. So I'm going to show you guys how I make my lengua. So for my lengua, I obviously use a beef tongue. I put onions, chopped garlic, lemon juice, chili powder, paprika, Creole, garlic salt, taco seasoning, onion powder, plain salt, pepper. These are cilantro cubes, and then I also use some beef bouillon, and I add water to it. Add enough water to cover the tongue, and I just add these seasonings as I think they need to be. I don't measure them out. So I'm going to go ahead and chop this up, and then I will get right back to you guys. So after you have all of your onions cut up, you're just going to cut them up into little tiny slivers. You know, it's just flavoring. Got my cubes out. I got all of my seasonings right here by the crock pot. So it is ready for all of that. Then you're going to want to cut open your tongue. You are going to want to open the package, put it into a clean sink. I scrubbed my sink with the bleach and soap. Okay, so you want to empty it into the sink. And you're going to want to do warm water, not hot, not cold, warm water. And you're going to want to scrub this tongue. All of that saliva. It's disgusting. It's gross. That's why you need to clean it. Clean every single part of this tongue. I'm going to show you that now. Alright, so we get our tongue. It feels really disgusting. Okay, but you just want to scrub it. You want to make sure you get all of the saliva off of it.
And into the crevices. Because it is disgusting, okay? It's full of saliva. For God's sake, goes in a cow's mouth. Okay? So you just scrub it. Scrub every single part of this tongue. You make sure that it's no longer slimy. You don't want any saliva-y tongue. I usually use gloves, but I don't have any in the house. I know they're in the car, so when I'm out shopping, okay, you just check out your tongue. Make sure there's nothing weird on it.
Okay, this is a massive tongue. Okay, it's huge. Okay, that's tongue. Disgusting. I know. I don't eat it. My husband does. Alright, and then once you get it clean, you're going to want to take a knife. Okay. You're going to want to cut from the tip of this tongue. It's hard because it's thick. It's a thick old tongue. Alright, so once you get it stable, you're just going to want to cut a slit from the tip of the tongue down to the giant parts. It's going to be hard. Okay, it's going to be very hard. But it's a very thick muscle that we're cutting. Why do I cut the tongue? I don't know if everybody does. I cut it so the flavors can soak in. Okay, I want to have a nice slit from the tip all the way to the top. Okay, nice slit, see? And that will allow the flavors to soak into the meats. Now I have it in this container with the slit, and I'm going to take it right over here to my crock pot, and I am just going to dump it on into the crock pot. I am now going to fill this up with water to pour in there. We want it to have just enough water to cover it. Okay, you want your lengua to be completely submerged in water. Okay, that's a huge one this time. Now I'm going to go ahead and put in my seasonings. So here is my cilantro cubes and my onions. Once you get all of those in, you want to add a little bit of lemon. We're going to add garlic. Now, I don't measure out my seasonings, okay? So we got Creole. Just however much you think it needs. It's a tongue. What more can go wrong with seasonings? Okay, anything is going to make it better. Okay, I got some onion powder I'm going to toss in there. Taco seasoning. We got some black pepper. Good amount of black pepper. It's a tongue. It needs seasoning. Got garlic salt. Okay, so good amount of garlic salt. Then we're gonna go on ahead and add some chili powder. It's a ginormous tongue, guys. Gotta remember that. Paprika. Pour in that paprika, girl. Season that disgusting tongue. Then we want some salt. And then last but not least, beef bouillon. Now you're just going to go ahead and stir in the seasonings. You want it to marinate on in there. You want it to get all the way down to the bottom. You don't want seasoning just on top. We need the whole thing seasoning. Alright. Then we're just going to go on ahead and cover that. Set it on low overnight. And we will check on it in the morning. Alright, so my lengua has been in the crock pot for over 10 hours. And that's because the lights went out last night. Again, you know when it's done when this top just easily peels off. Okay, the taste buds should just easily come off. If they don't easily come off, it's not done. So you're going to go ahead and peel off all the top layer of skin, all the taste buds. Even back here on the back, you're going to take all of that off, and then you can shred your meat. I like to put it back into the crock pot for another 30 minutes after that, and then just serve it. So I'm going to go ahead and take off all the taste buds. So let's see how easily that just comes right off. It's very hot, so be very careful when you are taking off your taste buds. I usually let it sit for about 10 minutes out of the crock pot before I just go ahead and strip it all off. And then you have this chunk of, I don't know what this is, but it's not very good, so I just take that off as well. And you don't know what it is. It looks like pimples, literally. It just easily slides right off when you glide it on there. Flip this bad boy over. We're just going to take this off as well. I usually give this parts to my dog. He enjoys it. Of course, I let it cool down and I chop it up real small. But he likes the top part of it. See how it all is just easily coming off? It's not a fight to get it off. It's not a struggle. Okay, let me show you guys what I mean. This piece right here, let me get up close for you guys. This can stay on if you want. It's just going to taste really fatty in your mouth. That's why I take all of it off. But this right here is what I'm talking about with the pimple-like pieces that I always take off because they just look gross. I can only imagine they taste disgusting. So I just go ahead and take those off as well. As you can see, they very, very easily, it just plops right off. Doesn't look very good, so I just go ahead and take that piece off. I'm sure it's just fat, but it looks gross to me. So I go ahead and take that off. That's this piece right here. You can see how it looks. It looks gross. Go ahead and take that off. Take off all the skin, all the taste buds, and then it'll just shred right apart. Go ahead and throw it back into the crock pot, and you let it sit for another 30 minutes or so without the skin on, and then he eats it with tacos or burritos or things of that sort. And if your taste buds don't easily come off, then your tongue is not ready. I can't do it on the stove. He likes it better in the crock pot, and it's just easier just to go ahead and throw it in the crock pot at night. Like I said, this one took a lot longer than usual because our power went out in the middle of the night. Oh, not even recording. Our power went out in the middle of the night, and I don't know exactly how long it was out for, so it wasn't cooking the whole night. So this one took a little longer, but this is his tongue. So I'm going to go ahead and just toss that back into the crock pot for about 30 minutes or so, and then I will show you the final product. Alright, so after it's been in the crock pot for 30 more minutes, then I went ahead and shredded it, and now we're going to have Daddy taste test it. Here's a fork. See if he likes it. It should shred fairly easily. Let's see if he likes it. He loves Lengua.
It smells really good. Oh yeah, so tender. You don't really gotta chew it, it just falls apart.
You like it?
Beef butter. Hell yeah. Thank you. I love it.
And Dexter enjoys it too because he gets the taste buds of it. Hi, Dexter. They good? So I keep seeing this dessert online that calls for peaches, butter, and yellow cake mix. And you put it all in your crock pot on low. It's supposed to be like a peach cobbler. So let's go ahead and try it. I'm going to open up these cans and I'm going to dump out 2 juices and half of this juice. I completely did not even see that those were peach halves when I started, so I had to like cut up all of my peaches. I cut up the butter and I went ahead and poured in 1 can of juice inside the crock pot. And now I'm going to go and add this stuff, add the peaches in there, and then we'll work on the cake mix. I'm going to try to do it with one hand, but I don't know how well this is going to work. But we're just adding the peaches into the crocky pot. All the peaches. Boom. I did it. So now that we got them in there, yes, I washed my hands before I started. So now I'm going to go ahead and open up the cake mix. It says to pour in the entire bag. So I'm going to pour in the whole bag of yellow cake mix. Spread it around. I don't even know if you're supposed to do that, but we're experimenting. Alright, so there's the cake mix. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this butter on top. I'm going to grab the butter. We're just going to place it in here all around. It's like melting already. But just, you know, drop it on in there. At least that's what all the videos I've seen. Now that we got all the butter topped, they say to put it on high for 3 to 4 hours, and you come back and just check the breading and see if it's fully cooked or not. So we will see then. This turned out so freaking good. We tried a little bit. As you can see, it's been in here for 4 hours. It's still bubbling. So good. Definitely try out that recipe. It's super easy. Just throw that thing in the crock pot. and forget about it.